Hello, good afternoon. My name is Azuena Gutierrez, and I want to talk today about racism. Well, firstly, I will explain what is racism is. Racism is the form that this represents in real life. Racism take many forms and can happen in many places. It includes prejudice, discrimination, or either directly to somebody because of their color, ethnicity, or national origin. Imagine what it will feel like if one of your kids were in a school and offended another kid because he looks different. He says something that he listens to you. We have to be careful how we educate our children and what we say because they will repeat it what we say. Today, I will persuade you of the problems with racism and racist act, how laws are changing to stop these crimes, and what could mean for the future of millions of people. To begin with, I would like to give you a little background on the ongoing cases of racism. According to the article What Students Are Saying About Race and Racism in America by the New York Times, written by Nicole Daniels, they invite teenagers to join a moderate discussion about racial equity and justice. Some students share heartbreaking stories of discrimination. Several told us what it's like to have a family member who is police officer. Many students wrote about becoming deeply aware of racism for the first time after the death of George Floyd, the man who was murdered in police hands. And the protest that follows is when they began to know more about racism. The teenage participants show a willingness to write candidly about their own experience as well as to stretch to understand the experience of others. But this discussion is also a small conversation happening across American society, and is also mirrored its shapes division. Students engage passionately on core issues like the existence of white privilege, the extent of systematic racism, the legacy of slavery, the effectiveness of protest, and the role of the police. We can see here that racism affects mental health, like depression, stress, emotional distress, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and suicidal thoughts, according with Dr. Leslie John. Racism affects health. According to Medical News Today, an article named What are the effects of the racism on health and mental health? By Mermaid A.Y. Doctor, written by Joanna Leslie, she explained the racism or discrimination based on race or ethnicity is a key contributing factor in disease's onset. It is also responsible for increasing physical and mental health disparity among Black, Indigenous, and people of color. Physical health. Racism affects physical health. There is considerable research to suggest that the stress associated with experiencing racism can have long-lasting physical effects. Stress can elevate blood pressure and weaken can weaken the immune system, which in turn raises the risk of developing long-term health conditions, etc. So we can see here the different ways the racism can affect. We can see here the racism, how racism is in school. We can see here the little girl that she's sad because they are making fun of her. But what can we do if we experience racism? We can talk about it with somebody, but racism should be a crime. I think racism should be a crime. Laws be more hard about it and protect those minorities to stop racism. Asian people are being discriminated because of COVID-19. And Asian people are discriminated again because of COVID-19. According to Asian Americans face a rise in racist incidents. According to CBS News, in October of 2020, there was been more than a 800% increase in racist incidents against Asian Americans report in the last 3 years. The country's tone has been made worse by the style of the national president, who constantly referred to the coronavirus as Chinese virus. In this video, we can see how powerful the words in the president are. They have to be an example of harmony and peace, no hate and destruction. When Donald Trump said in a conference that COVID-19 as the Chinese virus, he put all these people in danger because after that, many American people show hate to this ethnic group. But Asian people aren't their fault. Will you please respect them? They are suffering too. COVID-19 isn't anybody's fault. Mao say the current crisis for Asian America is that now we have to not only face COVID-19, we also have to face racial harassment and attacks. A Mexican parent was talking about how his son being bullied during a school meeting, and he was bullying the media. And a white parent asked, why did you stay in Mexico? In response to a Latino dad who was talking about his son being bullied during a school meeting on racial social media post. This video was viral because of the bias race. The sadness common word should not exist. People should respect diversity. People should respect Hispanic. People should respect Black. People should respect everybody. Another problem is that sometimes the police stop the car that somebody looks different, like Black, Hispanic, Asian. But if they didn't nothing wrong, why the police stop them? It is because they think it looks suspicious for the color of the skin. Isn't racist? I think it is racism. Say no to the racism. When we awake to racism and confront it, we forget a path towards transformation. We can transform our society into a place of equal opportunity where everyone can live their life without the threat of discrimination. But this is not yet our reality, and we have a lot of work to do before it. To do this, every person of every race has to awake and confront racism. We all have to work through our internal prejudices and vote to raise the next generation differently. I have told you of a couple of solutions and what's to help, so let's look at how things will be different in the future if we implement this solution. We can start to teach our children respect for others. In a society, it is not enough to be no racism. We must to be anti-racism. 6 impact of anti-racism: reduce obstacles for employment, improve educational experience, reduce racial disparities in criminal justice system, improves intervention for youth who are at risk, increase access to community resources, and encourage social and political participation. What we can do: how business school can be a part of the solution of racism. Teach our children they all have the same value. All colors are beautiful. We all are in the same world. Everybody has the same value. So we have to teach our children respect for others. Teach them that we all have the same value, no matter where they come from, how the color of the skin, what are their beliefs. And maybe one day all this racism disappear and the country can be in peace. End racism. Thank you.